What's up, my good people? There we go. There we go. And we are live. 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 What's up, my good people? And we are live. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. We are back. A short break is back. A short break is back. And here we go. What's up, good people? What's up, everyone? We are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. And guess what? We back. A short break is back, and we are happy to be back. We had to take some time off and get everything situated. But guess what? All the stuff that we did, and we had did our 10th episode, and our 10th episode hit with our Autobiography episode that highlighted films that address the times and issues that we are dealing with today. And we are really excited about our Autobiography episode, and we thought that was perfect for our first 10. So we did our first 10 episodes, and we were happy to put them across and make them happen. And with that, we took a small break because we wanted to retool a couple things. We wanted to take the first 10 to see how everything flowed, and the next 10 to take it to a whole nother level. And look where we at now. We're on a new level. We're on a new level. Yeah, look at that. And let me tell you how you know we're on a new level. We're on a new level because look at our graphic design done by our graphic design team over here at 4910, and we appreciate you. And guess what? We got some other new stuff. We got some other new stuff that's gonna be pop off. I'm checking on some new things that's popping up while we're doing. We have other things that's happening, and the other element to a short break, which if you are a fan and you've been following us, you've met her, you've seen her. It's our co-host, the lovely, the talented, the extraordinary Miss Emma J. Now, before I bring Emma up, I just want to tell you, just give a brief little resume of Emma. Emma is a actor. She is a enthusiast of mental health and everyone being in a place of calm. A yogi. She's a model. I mean, but that goes without saying. Once you see her, you kind of get a sense. You can be like, she's one of those people like, hey, do you model? That's, one of those questions that people get all the time. So without further ado, we're going to bring on our talented and lovely co-host, Miss Emma J. Emma, are you there?
Hey, everybody. Hi, Damien.
Hello, Emma. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm super excited to be back. We're back. I'm here. And I'm just so happy to be here. What is up, everybody?
People are excited. People are logging in. We seeing people are jumping in, and we appreciate you. So check this out, my good folks. At a short break, this is not like, hey, we're going to be talking and this is what it is. We would like for... So we're here for Emma jumping out out of everywhere,
all
right?
over the place. Okay, that is how great I am. Okay, it is all good over here.
Speaking. So yeah, we're gonna be. So this is an interactive thing what we got going on. So I want my folks to chime in. You can ask questions via social media through chat, or on Facebook, or on YouTube, and we are partnered with Black Film and TV and in our YouTube partner. Shout out to them. Give them a round of applause. Yeah.
We need some sound effects.
We do need some sound effects, and that's what we're gonna have. Moving forward, we're gonna have some sound effects. So you can ask questions on YouTube, and you can ask questions on Facebook. We're fielding all our questions. We got people checking in. And what I would like, check in, folks. Y'all check in. Let us know. Let us know where you in, where you coming from. We got folks that's checking in from all over the world because this is a global situation that we got going. So check in if you can. Let us know who's watching, where you're from, what section of the area, and everything. So yeah. So Emma, how you been?
I've been good. I'm super excited. Like you said, we're going live on Facebook from the 4910 page. We're going live on the YouTube page.
Yes, for Black Film and TV page. Yes, we are.
I love that all of this is going to be everywhere. So I'm really excited. But I've been good. We actually have like some cool little topics that I wanted to talk about. Okay. We'll see, Damien. Let me see if you'll be interested in any of these.
Oh, listen, I'm definitely interested. Go for it. Let me hear it.
Okay, so we have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris 2020.
We got Biden Harris 2020. Okay.
What do you know?
What? I would like to hear what the folks got to say about Biden. Yemi, what's up? We got Yemi in the place. What's up, Yemi? Thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching. We got Biden Harris 2020. I'm excited for anybody who's kicking Trump out.
Hey, we just gotta get up in there. I've been hearing mixed reviews, mixed feelings, and it's kind of like if you're giving mixed feelings, obviously you still want Trump in the office. So I need for y'all to get it together. Exactly. But the funny thing that I have been seeing lately, so Kamala Harris is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So a lot of people have been pulling up her old photos when she was online, spring '86 from Howard University. So that's the Alpha chapter.
HU?
Yeah, HU, literally. So it's been really funny. I've been seeing all these memes of people saying how they're trying to control their ski-wees and all of that at the convention. So I'm excited to see how this is going to go. I'm a fan. I love it. Shout out to Black women. I love Black women, so I'm really excited. So
shout out to Black women. We gotta love them. And we got Matthew Chin checking in from Florida, South Florida.
Hey,
Matthew, and we appreciate you, Matthew, man, because Matthew has been have chimed in for a few episodes of A Short Break. We appreciate you. Okay, we got I think it's some gang banging happened. So gang bang. Kamala is from where again? She's
she's AKA. I see Neil is a Delta.
We got a couple Deltas.
Yeah, she said Howard too. I don't know if she was saying she is. I'm a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Okay, that's Howard University.
Yeah, I see. Thank you, Nia, for checking in. Nia has to represent her conglomerate. All right.
Come on now. I love it.
Yeah, I do. We got Jose in the spot. Thank you for chiming in, Jose. Appreciate you, my brother. So yeah, man. Okay, well, listen, we're rocking with anything not Trump. That's the goal.
Okay. So the next thing, this is a little funny.
Let me hear the next thing, Let me hear it.
We're gonna go into
fellas. She has a WAP. You just don't know it. WAP. What's WAP?
So WAP is the new Cardi B. This is not film related at all, you guys. This is some entertainment stuff that I was like, let me see if Damien knows anything about it. So WAP is the new Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion song that has been getting a lot of reviews, good and bad. But WAP stands for What's ASS.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what OPP was.
Yes, and that's the thing. A lot of people are saying you had OPP, you had Uncle Luke, you had 3 Live Crew, and it's like, why are y'all? A lot of people have been coming down on Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's lyrics, and it's just kind of like, why y'all coming down on their lyrics when Trust and Believe? Have y'all not heard Stand Up in It? That's an old school situation. Okay, so if y'all to stand up in it, people, y'all should not be coming for Cardi B. So that's how I felt. But yeah, that's just funny. And a lot of people have been putting on
so people were having issues?
People have been having issues. They're saying this is horrible. Women shouldn't talk like this. They shouldn't have put that lyrics out.
Did they not listen to Too Short and Lil' Kim?
That's what I said. Too Short, Lil' Kim.
No, Too Short and Lil' Kim has one of my Too Short and Lil Kim have one of my favorite songs of all time. Yeah, just check it. Just Google Too Short and Little Kim and watch and see what song pops up. It's quite amazing. So look, so we yeah, it's real. So you know what? This ain't the you know, I'm gonna bring in another brother because I'm a guy that got something to say. But you know what? This is perfect time to bring in our director, the good brother who directed this film, Sterling Milan. This brother is an artistic vision. He uses what's around him. He uses what's going on, and he interprets that into the medium of film. And we appreciate him for this, because for the people addresses issues that I try to address in my work, and he addresses in work. And I'm always appreciative when I can recognize someone who is doing the work. And so without any further ado, we're going to bring in the good brother Sterling, and he can let y'all know more about himself. Sterling, there you go, my brother. What's up, my man?
Man, you know what? I was going to drop things off real fast with a Too Short and Lil Kim quote from that song, you know, but you gave me such high praise right now of being an intelligent black brother who wants to like further our issues.
Oh,
now
no,
I can't. But
no, please say
hey, in the words of Too Short and Lil Kim, call me when you need someone to crush you or someone to call me. What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm happy to be here today. Sterling Milan is happy to share with you guys an amazing film. You guys, I'm just so elated to be here today to share this progressive moment in our lives as Black people. And, you know, hey, man, there's a lot of things going on today in the world. And my gift, my superpower has always been one to make movies and to create content that powers the universe forward.
Yes,
and I'm happy as hell to be here today. So thank you so much, my brother Damien, my brother Emma. I'm happy to be here, guys.
Hey, Sterling, so we appreciate it. Miss Emma, we all appreciate you, definitely, my brother, 100%. So this is what we do. We do it a short break, right? So we got a thing. So when you're live streaming, and we're going to bring it up, you want to get your people together. You want to start gathering your audience before we start the film, right? Yep. This is perfect for us because we're going to put you on a hot seat right now.
Let's do it, baby. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready, baby. I'm ready, baby. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna put you on out. So we're gonna solo you. Boom. This is just you. Well, we got some questions for you. And Emma and I are gonna read them out to you. Boom, take it out. So, Emma, you want to take, you know what? I'll take no, matter of fact, ladies first.
Ladies first. So, Sterling, the first question that I have to ask, this is a short break. We do these questions and it's called From the Beginning. So we kind of want to know how you started from the beginning, and this is, you know, these questions are going to bring that out. So the first one that we have up is, who was the first mentor that helped push you in the right direction?
Wow, that's crazy because I never had a mentor. Like, I had inspiration. I had inspirational people that I never met, but I never had a mentor, and I've always wanted one. And I remember my first inspiration was, of course, it was Jurassic Park, and it was oh God, now I'm drawing a blank right now on his name. Spielberg. Spielberg in Jurassic Park was the first film that made me say, I want to make movies, right? I want to become a filmmaker. Fast forward to later on in life, I began to meet a lot of influential Black elders and leaders who had done a lot of things in film and television. And I was hoping that one of these guys would take me on to like become a mentor. Like, I remember like sitting down early on in my career, meeting Jamie Foxx and meeting, so Jamie Foxx introduced me to Louis Gossett at the time. And this was like, I know, right? And this is like 2008, I think it is. And I remember like being in a room with Louis Gossett and Jamie Foxx, and I was expecting, you know, the world to shift. I was like expecting like a message from Louis Gossett that was gonna like, you know, empower me, and he would take me under his wing and everything, and Jamie Foxx too. And all they said was, keep going, brother. Just keep going. Like, literally, they were like, keep going. And then they left the room. They're like, yeah, just stay on the same path. But now in my career, I think that I have finally come to a place where I think I have a mentor right now. I'm not sure if our relationship is close enough for me to call him a mentor, but I think I'm getting to a place of mentorship right now in my career. I hope so.
Hey, no, hey, you know what's so interesting about what you're speaking about? Hey, Kimberly, thank you for checking in. What's so interesting of what you're speaking about is like some people can be mentors and not know it, right? Because I've had mentors that didn't know they were my mentors, that I watched from afar, that I watched from a distance, and I mimicked their moves, or I watched on how they made their decisions on certain things. So it's always, just for and I would like to say things like that for people to understand. It's not always the people who are watching you. It's not always the people that you are impacting directly. I'm sorry. There are people from afar, like myself. I watch from a distance, and learn and learn from people and grow from folks. It's always great, kind of like what you're saying, Sterling. I don't think I've had the one that was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to be your mentor. Follow my moves, and I'm going to," which I would love. Right, but right. I'm not gonna, it didn't never stop me because I was always the type of observational learner. Because I had, like, let's say for example, I had 9 uncles, right? I had 9 uncles growing up. My grandma had 10 kids on one side, and the other side had like 6 or 7 kids, right?
Wait, you grew up in where'd you grow up?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, so your parents came from slavery too, like my parents did too.
Exactly, man. We came on up Great Migration.
You're a product of the Great Migration because I was a product of the Great Migration in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago, and so my family moved from the South. And I mean, like, when I say South, I mean like my family, my great grandmother and my great grandmother and my great grandfather, they literally came from like plantation, Mississippi and Georgia, right? Mississippi on one side, Georgia on the other side, and then they came to Chicago. So by the time they laid their roots in Chicago, my grandmother and my grandfather, they had about 9 children, right? Yeah. So I come from that environment like yourself as well too. But continue on. I ain't going to cut you off though.
No, but that's a great point. Like how similar to upbringings. I see what you're saying, because I had so many uncles that I was able to learn I was able to grow and learn to be what type of man I wanted to be from being able to see their successes and the trials and tribulations they went through. Like stuff like, I want to be more like that, or I'm going to avoid that as quick as possible.
I feel like when you have family like that has come from where they come from, they look at you and your successes as if it's like a major thing. Like your family has become like a confidence booster because they see you, and because you get to realize that your family, there's only certain areas they can go because they come from the mindset of like, being oppressed. And then us born as children in the 80s and the 90s, we have this vision of we can go here, we can go there. So they look at us and like they look at us as like, man, like, Damien, Emma, Sterling, you guys are doing amazing right now. You're doing so incredible, because we couldn't even dream of these things. Like we couldn't even dream of living in Los Angeles and, and being an actor and, and all these great things. So your family becomes your mentor. Your family becomes like your motivation to kind of say, keep going. That's what I found.
100%, brother. 100%.
I love it.
Very good. I agree with you 100%, man. So that's what we on. Okay. So that's what we're going to get back. Still on the hot seat. We got one more question we're going to ask you, my brother. One more question. All right, I'm gonna get to it. All right. So when did you realize that you were a director?
Okay, this is a very important answer right here, because I think everybody at some point in their life who gets involved in TV and film, they all aspire to be a director, right? And I spend a lot of my time talking people out of that choice, because it is the most stressful job on set. But now, as I've begun to showrun, I realize that showrunning is even more stressful. But the moment I realized that I was a director, it was when I started getting paid to do it. Like I realized that I had always like done it myself, I had always like, financed my own films and, made my own projects. But I still didn't feel like I was a director yet, because I wasn't acknowledged by anybody else. But when I first got hired to direct a TV show and get paid for it, and I got that first paycheck and that director's rate, I think that was the first time I said, yo, I am a director now, because I'm making money for it. And I remember like telling my boss at the time, I was like, yo, I mean, I was like young. I think I was like 29 or 30, 31, I think it was. And I was like, yo, my boss, her name is Maria. And I was like, Maria, I want to be a real director. She's like, Sterling, you are. Like, I'm paying you to direct these network TV shows. Like, you're that person already. And that's when it dawned on me, like, oh, that's right. I am doing this. And from that day forward, it was like, I'm in my lane. I'm in my gift. I'm in my dream right now. Let's keep going. Let's not stop.
I have a follow-up.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit me with it, Emma. Hit me with it.
So you were saying, like, I want to be paid to be a director. I want to be a director.
Right.
But you were already doing it. You were already being paid for it. So was it that you were thinking ahead? A lot of times we think ahead, like, oh, I want to do A, B, and C, but you weren't being present in the moment? Or did you just really felt like you weren't directing?
Oh, I feel like, I knew I was like honing in the craft and the skill set, but I always had a vision of where I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like everybody has a favorite movie, right? And if you have a favorite movie, you know what that budget is for that movie. You know what I'm saying? To accomplish those special effects, those things, those like, those actors, that caliber of everything, right? And so as I was working my way up to doing that kind of thing, I looked around me and said, this is awesome, but this is not where I want to land. I want to see myself going here. And so it wasn't until I had gotten to those larger sets and those larger budgets where I said to myself, okay, well, now this is, $1 million and they're trusting me to run this project right here. I must be known for something well that these guys want to hire me. So I feel like when people put their financial fortunes on the line for me to direct their project, they must know I'm decent at what I'm doing. So like for me, that was the defining moment of saying, when I looked up at 6 a.m. and I saw all these white folks pulling into the parking lot, grabbing their coffee, and they was coming to me saying, Sterling, thanks for being here. I said, I'm him now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like I can mess up my own money all day long, right? I can mess up my own.
Yeah.
We start messing up them other folks' money. It's like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. But now I'm trying to get to a place of, let me get to that black owned money. Let me get to that black dollar.
There we go.
Let me get to that black dollar, because now I'm finally in a place. I think this year has been indicative of opening the gates for us. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we're going to see more of that come to light, as we move forward.
100%. Hey, so that's amazing. And you know what? That's a perfect segue into your film, my brother. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to meet you again. We're going to give you a solo, and we want you to give us a brief introduction to your film, and we're going to go right into it. And then we can go right into your film, and then after the film, we're going to start a short break where, and I'm going to just talk about this real quick, my good people. So a short break is what we love, and a short break is the intersectionality between filmmaker and audience. So what we do is we have the filmmaker and the audience and ourselves watch the film together. We all have a communal experience. We watch the film together, and then immediately after the film, we're going to replay the film again, but we're going to put it on mute. And then and this is when the filmmaker can come on and have whatever commentary that she or he would like to have about the film. And the audience can ask questions of whatever they feel. Either you can ask questions virtually, just through your chat, or you can jump on with us and ask questions. And we will be running a link where you can come on in video chat and ask a question just as we're talking right now. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Sterling. He's going to speak about the film, and then we're going to go right into it. And then I see you good people right after that. Sterling?
Well, look, guys, it's very important that this film about the people is a film that speaks to exactly what's going on right now in our country. If you ever saw a young black man killed in the media, on the news, and you wondered what to do about it, this film is exactly about that. This film is about taking the power away from the corporate structure that we all know, investing the black dollar into our communities, and building up the things that support each other so we can see each other take off and go to the next level. This film is about taking ownership. This is based on, in about 1967, I believe it is, when Muhammad Ali decided to not go into the Vietnam War, and he protested against it. A lot of Black leaders and founders and owners, business owners got behind him to financially support him so he would not miss a dollar in his protest. And the same thing happened as well, too, with Colin Kaepernick when he decides to kind of say, you know what, I'm going to kneel during the anthem right here. And if I lose endorsements, that's fine. So a lot of Black leaders who had money got behind Colin Kaepernick to say, you know what, we'll support you. This film is about that very thing. And it's about the struggles we go through as Black people and trying to find a way to put up our fist against things that we don't believe in, we don't stand for. And, you know, we turn our cheek away from injustice. And this film tells you exactly what to do with your dollars and your time so you can make the right statement against what's going on in the world. This is about the people. This is directed by myself, written by Coffee and Samuel K. Ryan. And this is an amazing film starring Michael K. Williams and Diggy Simmons. And I look forward to you guys enjoying it and really locking in for this film. Here we go. This is about the people.
Oh, my God. This is, hold on. Yes, I'm sorry, Emma. Do I have you muted? Oh my God.
This is about you. This is about you, the people. This is about all of us right here.
This is about all of us. This is about the people, and we're beginning. Thank you, Sterling. We'll see you after the show.
I'll be here, baby.
Coming. Can you please take one button? Hey, look, I'm taking one of each. Stop acting like an Uncle Tom, motherfucker.
When was the last time you seen an Uncle Tom with a scar on his face and one around his neck? Look, let me explain how today is gonna go. First of all, we're gonna lower our voices. We're gonna wait for everyone to get here and respect the room.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yo, it's good. How long is it gonna be, man? I hate to be that guy, but that shit been different.
Have a seat, please.
It's good, champ. See you, boy.
You should only open your mouth if what you have to say is more beautiful than sounds.
Look, we all see what's happening to us out there, right? Yeah. To our young people.
Same thing that happened to the Hebrews. The exact same thing that happened with the original slave ships in Jamestown.
Exactly. Nobody is letting my people go. They denied them home loans and throwing them in jail cells.
They're killing us in the street like hell.
Yeah, but we can fix that. We can fight that. It's one thing about God's plan is that it is always.
What? On time? Jesus been late like crazy lately. I'm not trying to die before my son is safe to walk to the store in a hoodie. If God plans us to fight, I'm with it. Other than that, you can read holy passages and hold hands till we all look like Smurfs.
But we've enough massive shootings.
Here's what I think. I'm sure whatever you're about to say is like really important. But this thing's gonna take all day. So whichever one of you is smart enough to figure this thing out, I'm my agent of it for me.
The thing about smart people is they sound crazy to dumb people.
Sorry, man. Yes, you are. Please have a seat.
Oh, yo, you're Wait, what? What are we, a daycare now? What the fuck is this?
Look, everybody sit down so we can continue, please.
Average barbershop rhetoric. So not much.
Look, it wasn't easy getting all of you in the same room. You were all handpicked because you each have a strategic influence on the community, whether it be business, sports, education, entertainment, and religion.
Government.
Yes, and government. You see, brothers, the machine that builds the pillars of society remains white, while the engine remains unapologetically black.
Yes.
I aim to stop that machine from running.
And isn't that a big risk for you?
Yes. Yes, it is. But complacency is a bigger risk. Injustice only happens when good men do nothing, my brothers. The how is right here, right now in this room, in all of us. We have to do whatever it takes to figure this out, no matter how long it takes. Our children's lives depend on it.
All right, so what are we talking about here exactly? Like, what plan are we trying to implement? Time frame, resources, desired outcome, end goal.
John 14:27 speaks about peace. So whatever it is has to be concise, thoughtful, and a peaceful solution if we're going to take a stance.
Yes, I apologize for cutting you off.
The reality is a constant presence of social negligence, embedded systemic hurdles for only one portion of the population. In other words, the cause is stacked against us.
It was stronger back in the day when we had places like Black Wall Street. Well stayed inside that community for more than a year. Black Wall Street, got a record label or something.
In the early 1900s, in Greenwood, Oklahoma, Little Africa, as it was known back then, gold standard for the black community. Black millionaires, lawyers, doctors, businessmen.
It was a wonderful blueprint for a successful infrastructure.
Yes.
What happened to that?
The white community burnt it down to the ground in 1921.
That shit wouldn't happen today.
We were still swinging from the sycamore tree back then. Though social media didn't exist, the obstacles for the black community weren't any less.
That's also why you're here.
Exactly.
A police killing pops up on my feed pretty often now. I couldn't imagine adding lynchings. That would have been too much.
Let's just go off on these fools, man. What if Trayvon or any other victims were your son? Your brother, college boy.
I understand, but retaliation isn't the answer.
So what is this, since you seem to know it all?
He can't know more than yourself. He was a valedictorian, just like you were.
Another thing we need to look at as a whole. Stop looking down on one another and realize that we're all kings in here.
Hey, champ, you're defending your title in a couple of months, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about what Kaepernick's doing? You know, standing up against police brutality by taking a stance, and what if you were to...
Hold on. So, for my third title defense, you're asking me not to stand during the national anthem, which will only be played because of me. Man, Kaepernick didn't even get a job. So you want me to let the media destroy my career like Howard did his? Say what you want, but Kaepernick jersey sales skyrocketed after that. Yeah, for about a month or two.
Man, fuck the national anthem. That shit wasn't created for us anyway.
Yeah, my folks told me the same thing. Actually, the dude who wrote it had slaves too.
Francis Scott Key.
Yes. Man, look, these are all I know. This takes care of a lot of people. I gotta talk to my wife first to see what she thinks.
Just remind her that it's not just your life at stake. You have two sons to think about.
I'll talk to her about sitting and see if she will understand, which may lead to another fight, one I can't win.
yeah, you might lose that one. Meanwhile, that orange that we call a president has taken our movement about police brutality and turned it into a discussion about disrespecting the flag. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed seeing Kaepernick and all those other athletes take a knee, but if you want my opinion, it never should have taken that long. You are our Ali.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this whole sitting down during the national anthem thing, it's a great message. But until it affects someone's bank account, it's not going to get us far at all. So I'm not at all convinced. My time is money. Gentlemen, I have to go.
You see what I mean? And yeah, y'all want me to stay here and listen to this shit.
Unbelievable. Another motherfucking Uncle Tom. It's people like you the reason why we can't never get nowhere.
People like me is the reason we've ever been anywhere, sir. The Montgomery boycott worked. Why? Because the bus company was tired of losing money, not losing respect. Let me tell you something. I don't have time to listen to social injustice when it's just people crying. That's noise.
Are you afraid? It's money hungry. Because if you're afraid, Isaiah 41:13 says, I am your Father God. I will take hold of your right hand. It says, don't fear. I will help you. But if you're just money hungry, then you probably should leave. But before you walk out that door, ask yourself, how do you sleep at night, knowing what's going on?
Sorry, I live in a penthouse. Sleep just fine.
Your mother, God bless her soul, died as part of a great movement. And because of it, your family was denied her life insurance money. Your life insurance money.
Don't speak about my mother.
It's the truth.
Still haven't been paid back enough.
Will you ever? Because I know not getting that insurance money meant you had to drop out of school. I know that it meant you had to create yourself. It meant that you had to work your fingers to the bone for everything. Ah, but God bless the child that's got his own. But see, I also know that you know better than anyone else in this room how important this is. Hell, even with that shift in power, I can't present anything that doesn't appeal to someone's bank account because it is all that will matter. Not Harvard, not Wharton, not black or white, not even rich or poor. Every idea, everything lives and dies on profit and losses. It's the American way. This has to be profitable, my brother. You're the only one that can make that happen.
Got that way. If I know anything, it's that there's only one color in America more supported than white. It's green. Okay. I have some overseas investments I can liquidate. Now understand this. From a financial standpoint, what we need to do is move money into black people's pockets. Yes. A lot of it. I'm talking about a lot of money. All right. There's an M&A deal in Atlanta for a string of black-owned grocery stores. Now, a larger chain wants to absorb them. What I can do is step in, I'll kill the deal, and I can personally approach the owner to expand business.
Well, how does that help us?
Food. Food is the baseline commodity that retains importance regardless of the economy. A gallon of milk is the social barometer that lets you know how expensive or cheap it is to be an American. A shift of the African American dollars into a basic household necessity such as food is our way to plug into the larger economic base.
Now, a large enough shift in that one chain will mean I can guarantee a certain level of return to billionaire foreign investors. Now, billionaires don't care about race in America. Just money going into their pocket.
How are we gonna blindly guarantee them a return on profits?
I'll put up $5 million. $5 million to create a business that speaks to African Americans, while also guaranteeing a $5 million quarterly return. I should do it. You see, once I have happy investors, I can get more to open up their wallets willingly, eventually leaving me with the access to more millions.
Is it just me? I don't get it.
People who have more money than they know what to do with don't mind giving it away. Just losing it. If he can promise an immediate return, they'll give him more money.
Bingo. I just need the grocery store to start to compete on a national level with the larger retail brands.
How do you plan on doing that? I mean, besides matching.
Social media. Influence. See, I need this grocery store to become a part of Black culture, which, as we all know, is the engine that drives American pop culture.
Absolutely.
You see, once it's the hip place to shop, you can squeeze that piggy bank for everything they got.
I can pass legislation. Get them to put those chain of stores in Brooklyn. Disguise housing policy as economic incentives for urban planning. Right. And once you have those builders in place, you can erect a new business to help manage mixed income housing. I can present that to my congregation, but what I cannot do is screen to make sure that you have a certain population living in those new houses. It's morally against my being. That's fair. But I can guarantee you that you can have more than your fair share of qualified applicants.
Creating pockets of affluence in the urban landscape. See, with a large enough concentration, I can convince a Black bank to open up a branch. But understand something, guys. This is not a 5-year game, right? It's not even a 10-year game. This is a 20-year-long plan that we have to implement. We all have to be committed on the same page with this.
We just have to make sure the applications get in the right hands.
Mm-hmm. Sounds amazing. Let's just make sure it stays all on track.
Mm-hmm. All of you have been victims of police brutality at some point in your time. Even you. But none of you let it defeat you. Black Lives Matter is a powerful movement. But without a call to action, it's just a cool hashtag for social media and t-shirts. At this point, change has to come through concentrated action, not just lecture. Yes. That's the entire reason for the people in this room.
What's your next book about?
This, a conversation that helps rewrite Black history. Something for our future generations.
Future, huh? B-list actors never really saved lives. I'm close to the C-list.
No.
Why do you don't know who I am? I mean, I'd love to be like Will or Denzel or Jaden, but I ain't sure I can really help this. Anybody check for me on the red carpet?
Yo, you don't need a Golden Globe if I can help you go viral. Yo, like he said, I can take your 500,000 followers and double, quadruple that number. With more than 1 million Black followers, we have the ear of white America, and they'll have to listen to what we have to say.
Influence is like celebrity. Your fame is exactly what we need. Are you planning to change how people think? Education.
An augmented affirmative action bill. A required universal African American studies course led by your text. Generation of students with reference to a different reality. Unified Black consciousness. I always wanted Baldwin to be required reading.
Yeah, whatever. All that sounds great. But what about my question from before? Everybody was just quiet and shit.
Everyone was quiet because no one had a sound solution.
So what are we gonna do about these cops that are betraying their badges?
Not all of them are bad.
Never said that. But the majority of them are racist as fuck.
So what are we gonna do about that?
Police are killing people every day. We know that. That's why we're here. To remind ourselves that there's something greater at play than the individual events in all of our lives. As we come together
We all have the ability to affect positive change against all this negativity that we witness daily in our lives and the lives of our loved ones. Change begins in community. So that's right. Even the lone man has to call upon God. So let us call upon him and let us call upon each other during these dark times and be a light for the next generation.
Your light can't stop bullets.
You'd be surprised at what light can do. Now, we can't change the way they view us, but we can change the way we view each other. We have to start treating each other as valuable, irreplaceable commodities. Diamonds that become extinct when they're gone.
Look, we need a plan, not prayer.
But we need prayer. Don't fool yourself.
What?
You talking real tough to be a preacher, man. Oh, you so pro-black. Don't believe in God. Who said I don't?
Come on, guys. Gentlemen, you don't need to raise your voice to improve your argument.
You may not need God. You can use a few of these.
You trying to be funny, black man?
Enough! I love being a black man. We are hated by many, supported by few, and stronger than all. And a praying man is a powerful man. We're trying to solve something here. So chill the fuck out and allow us to continue. Because the last time I checked, I'm the only one who could throw hands up in here. Disrespect, bro.
We have to leverage one another. That's the only way any of this is going to work. A network of people accountable for one another in travel and community.
Oh, we did that on campus. Students got together at night and traveled in groups so that we could fight against the attacks.
Yeah, but we get murdered day and night.
Thought I had an answer. Didn't. Sorry.
Nah, that's okay. It's okay. And that's why we're here.
Exactly.
Can't put our hands up. Can't keep our hands down. Comply, don't comply. Lying down on the ground. Walking home. Walking to the store. God forbid reaching for a cell phone. Shit. Doing nothing. And I'll get you shot. Is there any way to avoid a police bullet if you're black?
It's a tough question to answer.
All I know is I'm having a much more difficult conversation with my children about how they interact with police and white families.
Excuse me. I hope you don't mind, but I overheard the conversation and had to say something.
Angela, what are you doing here?
How do you think I pay for school? I want to be on the right side of history. I'm a product of a society that will openly tell you that my life isn't worth it.
Tuva.
But this was attempted before, decades ago, correct? And here we are again, a new generation, same goals, but moving forward. We need to think outside this room. What about women?
What about them?
You can't just ignore us, or immigrants, or marginalized people in this fight. Right now, more than ever, we need a united front. Everyone
is already inside of this room.
Chill.
What? What? It's my understanding that this is not a fix everybody else's problem. This is we need to fix our own damn problems first.
Hold on. We are sitting here as immigrants, as Muslims, as marginalized people of color. Those all include women. No movement has moved forward with just testosterone. We have become deliberate with how we move as a people. That idea has always rested on inclusiveness.
Every black man that speaks up is executed. Every black woman serves time. We need to change this.
And we will. Trying to figure out the agenda so we can properly serve our community.
Who is the leader here?
Is He represents the young people in this room. We need to partner with him.
Great. Let's get started. Because my country isn't serving me as an African American woman.
I'm happy to have you here.
Thanks.
Really? We were selected for a reason. We don't know her.
I do.
Well, I didn't ask you.
Damn, bro. You gonna fight with everybody in here? I put my pride and my ego to the side. Why can't you?
But when she chose it,
We need to treat the janitor with the same respect as the CEO.
He should have been here in the first place. My apologies, sister.
No need. I heard everything I needed to hear. Where I choose to shop creates a buying power in said grocery store. I graduate in the largest numbers. I can shift an academic curriculum into motherhood. Consciousness. Your career is your lifeline. I support and encourage you the most. And I wasn't handpicked, but I was chosen.
My name is Senator Burns. Pleasure to meet you. So I ask you, young sister, what's going to help us out there?
Come on.
Oh, now we talk.
Let's start.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever.
Boom.
Yeah.
There we go. Man.
Yeah.
Ashe.
It's amazing seeing that, man.
I know, right?
That.
Thank you so much, man. It's like, there's so many things that you want to say as a Black man, and so many things you want to do in this movement to make an impact. And, you know, for me, my art form is making movies and putting the voice out there, and, you know, putting the stamp on this film right here, you guys, it just made my heart feel so strong, because this is real. You know what I'm saying? This is real. And I'm using my gifts and my talents to make sure that our people can go further in life. You know what I'm saying? And so thank you all for this platform, for sure.
That is what a short break is about, man. So we're gonna get right into this, man. We're gonna go right into this. So I'm gonna go right. I'm gonna jump into some. I'm gonna let the people know real quick, and we're gonna jump right into it. Right. So here we go, and boom. My good people, thank you for staying. Thank you for watching this For the People, which is powerful, impactful film. So I'm going to tell you what a short break is. A short break is the intersectionality between filmmaker and audiences. I know we spoke about this earlier, but I'm doing a brief little recap for the people who have just joined us. It's where the filmmaker and the audience are able to watch the film together. And then after the film, we go into what we call a short break, where the filmmaker we're going to play the film again, we're going to play it again, and we're going to bring it on. We're going to play it again, but on mute. We're going to mute the film, and this is when the filmmaker can come and have any conversation you want to have, kind of like a DVD commentary about the film. And then also, what is so unique to us is that the filmmaker is able to bring on whoever he would like to bring on to have a commentary, and then add more color to this conversation, which is normally someone from the cast or someone who worked on the show, which is great because we get more insight and have more conversation. So we love that. We really, really do love that. And without further ado, we're gonna make everybody, we're gonna bring a couple of folks back. For myself, Emma J, what's up?
Hi.
We got Sterling. We got my good brother. And this is
Hey
and this is how
what's
we're
up,
going to
y'all?
do that. Now we're gonna start our short break. And again, a short break is when we start the film again from the beginning, but it will be on mute. And now Sterling can have whatever conversation we want to have and whatever questions we have going on while the film is going on. And once the film is over with, that's when Sterling's short break officially ends at the conclusion of the film. And officially, but it can end before or it can end after, but officially it ends then. And yeah, so here we go. Sterling, quick question.
Nice.
I have my first question, brother. What is it that made you start with that collage of pictures? What was your thought process behind?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's about those people. It's about us. It's about young Black children that we've lost to police violence. It's about us and them. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like, if you want to send a message in the first 10 seconds, which I'm all about, and it's a short film, so you have to start with the plot has to be on that page 1, right? So that's my way of hitting you off with the plot immediately, so you know what's going on. I think we got
we're gonna bring Kinsella in.
Is he on the line?
Let me make one quick note before we go
I know.
deeper.
This shot right here, this shot is my stamp on the film. Let me tell you why. This right here, you guys, this tells you right away if the filmmaker has talent or not. If he doesn't establish the shot in the first 1 minute of the movie with something interesting and intellectual and well designed, then the audience will begin to lose interest right away. So the first, and I know that the movie takes place in one location, so it had to offer some variety and some kind of life into the whole film. That first shot was
Sterling,
my stamp
real quick,
on
my
the
brother,
movie right there.
Let me add into that. Let me tell you, because it's kind of going to tie into what we were speaking about before we started the film, where we talk about mentors, right? It might not be might be a mentor, might not, but be someone that you watch and you want their advice is valuable to you. Their advice might not hit like other people's advice because it resonates with you more. So when you said that, when you just said that about your opening shot, your first shot, especially being a short and how you have to accelerate it and be on page 1 or page 2 or with your plotting storyline, it's the same thing when I was my first short. I went to someone that I could go to questions and have conversations with, a director, a good brother named Carl Seaton, and he let me know. He said, "Hey man, your first shot," and same thing you said. Now, mind you, I'm coming from the actor world. I did a lot of other things. I G&E'd and I gripped and I did a lot of other things behind the scenes, but I was coming from the actor world, and I knew I was transitioning into a path that's, I'm all about jumping into your craft or whatever the craft is. And speaking with that brother, he helps enlighten and heighten my first short with exactly what you just said. So it's why it's so important for us to if you don't have someone that's a mentor, just watch someone from a distance that you look up to, or someone that you respect their talent in their craft. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's one to tie that in, Sterling. But go ahead, my brother. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, that's true, man. That's true, man. There's an old saying that goes, steel sharpens steel, I believe it is. So your circle of friends around you should be better than you, or you should aspire to be, Keisha got this house and this family right now. I want to get on that level if that's your choice, So your friends should be ones to inspire you and empower you. But like you said, also, there's people that I look up to, man, whom I don't even know. I don't even know them at all, right? But I respect their work because I know their level of talent. I look at Barry Jenkins, right? Man, we don't really have that many artistic, creative Black directors, right? And what I mean by that is they do a film with the integrity and the abstract knowledge of, like, you know, the Hollywood greats were all white and Jewish, right? But Barry Jenkins, he's like setting us into a world that is so captivating, intoxicating, musically, sonically, and visually on so many levels to tell a story. That, I mean, like, it's intoxicating, man, to watch a Barry Jenkins film, because when you look down the line of like our Black filmmakers, right, we're required to be the standard, hilarious, funny 90-minute movie that, you know,
Yeah,
which I love.
everything
Which I
has
love
its
those
place,
films,
right?
right?
Everything has its place.
Yeah. You know, my favorite movie is House Party,
God.
you know, Kid and Play. The first one, that's my favorite movie, you know what I'm saying? All time, probably. But that movie is it's a great film. But when you look at something like what Barry Jenkins is doing and the pacing of that film that brings you into this like visual world of, you know, 1950s Black America, New York City, you know, struggle, you know, like that's real, man. That's beautiful.
I know. Listen, speaking of, since we here,
yeah,
if Bill Street gets Hawk and that scene between the two fathers at that bar, where it's, and you know what? F it. We don't care about how we got this issue or the situation.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
We just got to do something about it.
Yeah.
That was so seamless, nuanced, and reminded me of my uncles, my grandfather, where men had just no real opportunity to think about anything else except for protection of the family and the empowerment of the family.
Yeah.
You know, it was so. Someone told me, someone said, like, man, someone mentioned to me, said, hey man, watching Barry Jenkins, The Bill Street is like watching a masterpiece drop.
Didn't you, I mean, I guess didn't you really feel the love in that movie? Like,
it was so much love in that
didn't you feel like
and,
Emma?
And,
like
and you say that,
watching that movie, like, oh, here we go, the passion on my man.
Exactly, and here we go. And when you say the love, this. Go ahead, Emma. I don't want to cut you off.
Passionate. No, I was just saying the military.
He's angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many of us have been angry this past year about something, right? And a lot of us, you know, like myself as a filmmaker, I can rely on my other gifts to express my anger. But some people just don't have those gifts to express their anger. So the militant, all he knows is war and conflict. And to, like, you know what? If they're going to take from me, then we're going to take from them and burn, you know? And that's, you know, that's kind of what you've been seeing happening all around. And what we have here in this room is a dichotomy of various Black people along the path. You know, we have the militant, we have the athlete, you know, who is a fighter, who's a public figure. We have the college kid right here, who's a student who understands what's going on from a younger level. We have, you know, my man, the senator right here, Michael K. Williams. We have the celebrity right here who's, you know, just knows from the fame point of view and what it's like in Hollywood. All these people who present a different perspective of the struggle, the conflict of what it is to be Black. My man, Nashawn right here, he's playing the professor. I mean, oh my goodness, it's like so much intellect in one room. Which, when you think about it, when you're around your Zetas, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is all the same, like, oh, you bomb, and each of us are different. Am I right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the magic of the whole thing.
So beautiful, you're 100% right. So okay, before also, I have to say something to my good people. Let me hey, good people. So check this out. This is an interactive conversation between us and you, good people. That's why we're doing a short break. We want your questions. So ask us a question on through chat, and also if you would like, Emma, can you please put up where they can where the link scrolls through, where you can copy and paste this link, and you can ask us a question directly through video chat as well. Just as we're talking to you, you can ask us a question. If the link is scrolling below, you can copy and paste that link and put it right into your thing, and you will pop on screen just like us. And also, with that being said, we have the good brother, AK. who was in the film. And this brother's going to add in a perspective that we just don't have. And AK, AK is here to answer any other questions that we have. Good brother AK, are you here?
Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you for having me.
Hey, hold on, wait a minute. Wait. What role did you play in the joint, AK?
I played the athlete.
And what kind of athlete were you?
He's a conscious activist, but I would say the athlete is also still trying to figure out where his purpose lies outside of boxing, and he's kind of having a calling very much, to tap into more innate abilities that he's had. So he's in that. His motivation to be in that room is that.
Okay, so can you hear me, brother? Because I see I'm kind of froze, but you can't hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to point out how AK pulled up on us with the tank top on. I know.
Because he's an action hero.
Yeah, you know what? I was up here watching the film, but I'm up here running errands in Walmart. So I was just like, I'm right now I'm currently in Houston, Texas. So I'm just like, yo, it's hot. It's blazing.
It's hot up in Houston. So look, we're gonna we got AK on the line, we got Sterling, Emma J, and myself, and we got the film rolling. But
this scene right here is the most pivotal scene in the movie, where we have an emotional exchange between Tyler and Michael K. Williams. Notice the lighting on his face right now, how he's getting that half tone and he's getting that teardrop. Because right now he's going to make a turn from that darkness into the light in just a second. Now we're up on tripod right now, looking down on our actors. We're trying to make them feel like they're under the eyes of God in a way. Now he's making a change right here.
There we go, Sterling. Talk that talk, man.
That's like, you have to sync people. Like, people are getting ideas right now. They're understanding the concept because you're giving them influential visual cues about what's going on right here. This is slow push in right here. Slow push in. This man is conflicted. Yeah, he's conflicted. He's struggling. Look at these cutaways. Everybody in the room is thinking and pondering. We're all a part of this thing together. We're all a part of this whole entire masterpiece and trying to make change right now.
Beautiful.
And he says, you know what? You got my help. But here's how we're going to do this. Go ahead.
We got questions coming, man. We got questions coming from the audience for you, brother. We got questions over here. All right, I'm going to go with the first one. Emma, can you read this one for us?
Yes, so this is from Matthew Chin. This is the entire question. Do you foresee your film developing into maybe a major film or something that can be taken on tour across the country to communities for a deeper discussion? So do you foresee it going worldwide, basically?
In fact, we do. We always have. In fact, the plan for this film was to go to series. And as of right now, we're in conversations. We've been optioned right now to a few networks for a series. And so we have some important meetings coming up for this film to be expanded upon.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Nice. We got another one. Boom. Here we go.
So we kind of spoke about this earlier in our breakdown, but Marlena Marie said, who were the filmmakers that inspire you and whose work has impacted you the most?
Well, thank you, Marlena, for the question. I believe right now, I think creatively, it has to be, Spike Lee, because he made films that were cool and unique, and he tapped into a zeitgeist of like this other Black culture of like HBCUs and sexuality, and he made everybody feel like you can be like Black and young and hip. It was a moment, and so Spike Lee was, the one that really got a hold of me the most, and there's a series of other filmmakers too. Big fan of Wes Anderson, of course, but I think just like Spike Lee is the one that tapped into our culture, and the renaissance of who we are as filmmakers, I think.
So I have a question for AK, that I want to ask. As an actor, I know you all shot this over 2 days. It's so much in the dialogue in the film, and it's like cutthroat. There's no lollygagging or fluff anywhere. As an actor, and making sure that you had this specific character, how did you prepare for that? And how did you go into, okay, y'all, we got less than 48 hours to get this character off? How did you prepare?
Well, I had the privilege of being in close proximity with my friend, my best friend, my brother, Coffee, who is the creator and co-writer of the project. So I saw the characters being developed, and he had me in mind for the athlete. So I kind of got a little bit of a head start to really prepare myself. But majority of the time, we both will be watching videos on a lot of different characters that influence the writing. For me, of course, I watched a lot of footage of Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and a plethora of other boxers just to get a sense, and particularly boxers of that time where, you had a lot of movements occurring from the civil rights movements to where there was a heavy activism within the society back in the 60s and 70s. So I'll watch a lot of footage of that just to get a sense to kind of like, mold my own character to modern times today. So I would say within a small time frame, man, we just, the synergy within the room, the other actors brought it. So because the synergy was so great, you never got a sense that we're being rushed. It just flowed. It really just flowed. And that was an accumulation from the directing from Sterling, us constantly having rehearsals, kind of fine tuning things on set. So I think it was really a group effort because you had such talented actors in there who were just pretty much selfless and just really allowed everybody to express their art. And that was it. So we never got a sense like, yo, we got to get this because we're limited in time that we got to shoot. Honestly, you forget that we really did this in 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, really forget that this in 2 days. And Sterling, you had about 2 weeks of preparation because before Sterling, he got the project within 2 weeks. And another director was supposed to be doing this project. And at the last minute, I told Coffee, who's a co-creator and writer, like, yo, Sterling's extremely talented. They reached out and Sterling took on a project with all these actors in one room. And as you see, the cinematography up inside there, and stuff that he was just describing, what he did. Like a lot of times I hear Sterling describe stuff and I'll be like, oh, that's what that meant? Oh, I didn't even know that. Man, it's art in motion, it really is art in motion. And when you have that as an actor, as an actor who's a professional and this is what you do, really certain things just come easy because it's just like, wow, I'm able to bounce off things off of each other and vice versa. So
100%.
That's what really made it work, man. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, AK, because as speaking from the actor inside of me and my when you got someone when you're comfortable, when you have a director that you're actually comfortable with and they won't leave you out there and that you have bought into their vision of what this story is, it's so refreshing because it allows you to play a lot more. It allows you to have more latitude within the character because you're not thinking or even like focusing on anything else except for that because everything else is taken care of.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So I see what I understand and I'm getting what you're saying. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
We got another question from you. For you. You want to take it in?
Yes. So this is from Nia Weeks. Hi, Nia. With the diversity of Black men represented, did you intend for viewers to see themselves in the characters?
Yeah, we definitely did. Each person in the film, they have a look that's based on who their character is. Like, who do we think a senator might look like? Who do we think an executive might look like? So even with the complexions, the size, the build, everyone is indicative of who they are exactly from the flesh all the way through. Dorian right there, who's the preacher, and Coffee, who's the militant. Me and Dorian went to school together. We both went to Avondale High School together in Atlanta, Georgia. with Donald Glover. It was me, Dorian, and Donald Glover together in high school.
Wait a minute, hold on, Sterling. Wait a minute. Was Omar Dorsey there as well?
Omar Dorsey was there, in fact, actually. Yeah. Wait, how do you know this?
What'd you say?
Wait, well, how do you know this?
I know a lot of shit. I mean, yeah,
Hey, man. Yeah, we got to catch up, man. Yeah,
for sure.
This shot right here. This is amazing. You see, okay, Akinsela, he's going fiery right now. He's delivering some powerful words, and he's in the shadow of the pillars of America as white men. And here he is taking on this role of like the leader now in this room. And he's literally, like, visually, he's come from the shadows of these white men who have, you know, quote unquote, built America. And he slammed his fist on his head. But this is my man's this is my man's real right here. This is my man's real. This is like this is his joint right here, baby. You look strong.
Yeah.
Yo, AK, how you talk about that scene, brother? Talk about that scene.
Yeah, that scene was fun to shoot. Yeah, I think the athlete, his character, I guess, you know, things that you say to yourself that are not written on a paper, and his character, he likes to process, and also process because he's still figuring out his, you know, purpose and where he kind of is going to be involved within the movement, you know, still questioning the fact that he's going to be putting himself a little bit at risk because of the type of luminary that he is and the status that he holds, you know, but at the same time, he knows he's in the right place. So now he's come to this place and he's just like, I come to this place because I'm also kind of searching for answers to help me direct my path. And now you got people bickering. So it's a buildup that's going on inside him. You got these people bickering him, and it's just like, you know what? You know, I don't got time for this. So he's just like, I got to set it straight, because he's very much a person who's reserved, you know, the person who's in the ring, he lets it all out, but in his everyday life, he's reserved. So that's what you're really seeing. And just for that one moment, he lets a little bit of a frustration out, and he kind of has to set a tone. You guys want to kind of go back bickering and get to, it seems like, some type of physical altercation. I have to remind you guys, you know, who I am, my place in this room, and what could really happen if it got physical. But let's be real, you know what I'm saying? Let cool heads prevail, and let's go ahead and try to structure and organize this plan that we're working on. It's just like, come on. So I think that's where the frustration is, just because he's just like he's eager and he's processing to find out, okay, this is good. Like I'm interested, you know, I'm interested to see what's going on. And here these two going back and forth, you know, go ahead.
That is so interesting, AK, to hear the actor's approach in this, like kind of what you're saying. I'm not kind of what you're saying. The actor's approach, like, hey, we don't have this bickering time. My time is money. You spend around in the ring, and we're talking to the actors right now in this room. So, you know, so I just want to let you know, our conversations are mostly geared to filmmakers. And actually, it's geared to people who love storytelling, but it's around.
This is an actor's movie. This is an actor's movie.
It's
this
definitely
is an actor's movie for sure.
This reminds me of the Glenn Glary, Glenn Ross. It reminds me of 12 Angry Men. It reminds me
that's exactly the motivation behind Coffee for writing it. Yeah, that's 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
Also, his motivation was Sterling, help me refresh my memory, when you had the seat at the table with Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali.
Oh, that was the 1967. It was
those were all the motivations behind Coffee's creation. Right. Also, I know he's not here, but just to give you a little bit of a backstory, this started from his son, my godson, asking him or telling him he comes home while there's still a little bit of daylight because he's afraid of possibly being shot by the cops. So that sparked him, like, how do you answer his son? You know, he really doesn't have a response. So his response was creating this, writing this movie. And also the other co-writer is Samuel K. Ryan. Just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. Yeah, good stuff, man. And I was just saying, like, speaking about your character and seeing like your motivations for doing anything. Like it takes me 3 minutes. 3 minutes in a ring is about $200,000. You know, if you break down of how much your purse is, so your time is
Right.
money.
Exactly.
And one of them is in here actually is a physical threat. So let's not go there. So
Right.
I see. So when you're speaking and I see that now when you're talking about your motivations behind every time you speak, it's from their perspective. It's like my time is money, but I'm here looking for something, and I don't have time for this big.
Right.
I'm here.
Yeah.
That's a trip. Look what we got popping in. What up, brother?
Yo, my man.
Gosh,
oh man, he was it was amazing, man. These brothers got so much dialogue to deliver in this film, and I was concerned about that because this is a very verbose movie. So you need your talent to be extremely gifted. And so again, why I say this is an actor's movie, because it gives a moment to each actor to show the talent that they have in dialogue, in short and small movements and actions across the board. Like it's just, it's a really intimate movie when you boil it down, because it involves your face and nothing else to help that. This is your face.
Yeah. I have to talk about the woman. The woman in the film,
Ebony Obsidian, yes. Ebony.
Obsidian.
Yes.
I love her. I've kind of been following her career just as a fan from when she was on web series, and I love how you had, the shots in the hallway. Even when they first started, you were like, "Who is this?" Because you didn't see her face. It's like, "Who is this? Who is this?" And she's the janitor, and you see her hands and you see it, and then you see her kind of listening at the door, and then it's like, when is it the right time to come in? And she basically comes in and saves the day. But I just love that. And I guess my question is, in trying to like capture her, because it was already written, but how did you want to try to capture her? Did you have that thought of, okay, she's already outside listening in, or was that something that you decided and say, hey, let's try to make this move?
No, that was in the script initially in the beginning. The only element that I added to that was how we see her, like how we don't see her, how we don't know that she's a woman, how we don't know that she is a powerful woman whom we all know when she kind of comes in. The other element that I added too was that she would be, in a man's role as a janitor. She'd be dressed like a guy and, and from head to toe. And you kind of forget that women have, been doing all the jobs, all the work. Every powerful movement and revolution in America has had the assist of a woman behind it to kind of get it over the edge. And so that's what made this whole thing true. Come on, talk about that. Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand why. It was some time ago now, but I remember my production company, we tried to adapt the autobiography of Assata Shakur. And we had got in contact with Beverly, her aunt, who was actually also her lawyer, who represented her during the trials and during the Panther 21 and all those type of things. But what you're saying, Sterling, it kind of brought me to a time I had the privilege of interviewing and having a conversation with Afeni Shakur. It was a beautiful situation. I got it. It's one of those kind of memories you look back and be like, I was able to
I had the chance about 7 or 8 or maybe 9 years ago to interview her for a program for MTV. And as she was getting to the airport, something happened with the flight and she decided to not get on the airplane. And then she texted and said, I don't believe it was meant to be. Right. And I was like, I take that. I
had a privilege, and that's exactly that vibe is what it is, right? I had the privilege of interviewing and speaking with her, and I asked her a question about. I said, "Do you think that Tupac was trying to do with Thug Life what the Panthers was trying to do with the Black Panther movement?" And she's flipped 100% on it, right? And I saw what a passion that Tupac had. I saw where all that energy came from, the source, because she said, hey, I want you to realize this, young man. I was a woman who was on trial with 20 other men, and I was representing myself. That means something. That means something that I had to reach out to other folks to make sure that I was going to have 20 other people with me. So just understand that, sometimes you just have to, what she was telling me was that you have to go alone no matter what sometimes, man, woman, child, and her being a woman in this situation made it a little tougher due to sexism, even though the Panthers was generally a organization for the embetterment of us. But our sisters had to deal with a dual issue, not just being black, but being a woman, and then have to feel that subjugated into roles that were in men's minds. Yeah. And she definitely wasn't living that. She was definitely living while she's in Cuba right now. You know, so I'm just saying, like, our women have always been the burdens of whatever idea, or if it wasn't their idea, they were always there to support us in the idea that we got going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing.
I grew up with a single mom, and I saw my mother do so many things by herself that when I finally got married in my life, I was expecting my wife to be as strong as my mother had been without a husband. But then again, it's like my wife has a husband, so like that's what I'm there for. But it's seeing my mother, who had done so much on her own from Chicago, Illinois, right? That just speaks to volumes of the capability of women to be the most important figures in a man's life ever. 1,000%. And specifically speaking, our sisters.
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Our sisters in a man's life are the most empowering thing that we can have. I mean it. I've learned it. I understand it.
I understand it 1,000%. And the good brother Hashim, him and I worked on Gin together. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we did Gin together, and I was able to work with the brother and being able to watch how his nuance in the delivery of his dialogue and
the little things,
The little things is what make things happen and what pushes things, it pushes over the goalpost. And that brother brings it every time. We all watch it on the Blacklist, and we understand why Blacklist for so long. But that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah,
the brother's damn good.
Again, we're so blessed to have him in this film. Amazing actor, just a very nuanced. He has such a quiet delivery. In a room full of loud, noisy men, AK included, the militant. He has the ability to say something that quiets the room. He has a line in the film that says, "You should not talk if you have nothing important to listen to or to say."
Right.
And that just silences the entire room. And it's like, wow, is what I'm saying right now even valuable on any level? And that's an actor's delivery. That's a nuanced thing that he does.
Yeah, he brings such talent. He brings such talent. So check this out. Check it out. Boom. Let me see. Boom. This is where we at with our film, with our short break, brother.
Wow, we at the end, baby.
I'm gonna put a solo on you, Sterling. I want you to tell us, talk to the people, give us some last thoughts, some things that you would like people to walk away with.
Well, I want to say thank you all for tuning in to a short break for this movie about the people. This film is about you. It's about the people. One thing that I haven't always been able to say in my professional life is how I've always been affected by the death of Trayvon Martin, and I've never gotten over that. And so as much as that continues, this film has something to say. And I hope that this film reaches you and touches you in a very special place. And I genuinely hope this film is no longer a topic of our conversation. If we can just live our lives without interruption for no reason, I would find that very admirable about white people and cops.
Wow. Beautiful, man. Beautifully said, my brother. It's so funny you said Trayvon Martin. I had issues with I still haven't seen Fruitvale Station to this day.
I can't watch that.
Because it came out time with the verdict when it wasn't
Oscar Grant, baby. Oscar Grant. Yeah. I'll take you to see it. I'm gonna take you to see it, brother. I'm gonna come pick you up. We can go to wherever.
It just hurts me, man. It hurts.
Yeah, I understand. I get it.
Real quick, I know we call this is a direct jack from Real Time with Bill Maher. This is called Overtime. Overtime with a short break. But I'm going to show homage to what I love, Bill Maher. I've been watching him since Politically Incorrect on whatever network it was on. So it's a complete jack, but it's homage to someone to let you know. But this is our little overtime section. So we got it. The film is over with, so you get a couple minutes if you don't mind. Anyone can leave at the exact time. whenever they want to leave. Just one. But what you were saying is how I felt about they didn't indict the cop from Mike Brown, and I'm from St. Louis, and I think it dropped when Fruitville dropped, and I just couldn't do it. I had PTSD for a minute. I was suffering from PTSD from that again because I could have been Mike Brown easily. You know how many times the Ferguson police officers in St. Louis, it was a hierarchy. It was the Jennings police officers and the Ferguson police officers. Those were points that you, as a young man, a teenager on up to your early 20s, you knew you were driving in home of the brave territory. They would lock you up, put you away for no reason whatsoever. It was Joe Turner come and gone 100%, if you get the reference. So when that happened to Mike Brown, it sent me to a space where I couldn't get comfortable. So, and I wasn't watching heavy movies. I wasn't watching my foreign movies. I'm a cinephile. I wouldn't watch anything that was heavy. I was watching all comedies. I couldn't watch anything that was heavy. And I had really realized.
Were you in LA at the time too?
I was in LA too. I was in LA.
So were you like going to sets on work? Were you working during the movie also?
During that time, during that when the movie was released, I was working, but it was.
I think were you at a place publicly where you could not show the emotion that you were feeling?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yes, I was. Yeah, and I couldn't, and I knew that I couldn't, and so I had to remove myself. So I started watching comedies until I made another film called Second that we showed during our protest section. It was a film called Second that I made. And after I made that film, that was in direct response to that, and that was my about cops and things like that. I was able to kind of normalize my life again back to what I felt. But I had to artistically express myself because I feel like that's my strongest tool, kind of what you were speaking about earlier, Sterling. So I can totally understand that. And is that's in the vein of something that kind of helped when this opportunity presented itself to you, made you jump at it?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I got a black son and a black daughter, and I love them, and I think about the world they live in all the time and the world that we put them in to live. And so I want to make sure that I wanted to create work that resonates with them and matters toward them. I just want to throw it to AK because AK, you played a father of a child who was killed by a cop in a recent movie, but just you had to embody a lot of passions behind that role. Can you just speak about that role you played for a couple of years?
That film was by Stacey Muhammad, beautiful sister, black sister, who's very talented. Oh man, we're kind of born as a black male or just as a black human being. We're just kind of born with this thing hovering over our heads. And what that is just uncertainty at times, And so sometimes when it comes to characters as an actor that you might be about to play or trying to get yourself involved in, unfortunately, it's not that hard to tap into certain emotions because it's there. It's there. You see it, you identify with it, in your everyday life. You're in close proximity, whether it's you might have been through something, some type of oppression, whether it be police brutality, whether it be redlining, anything, any type of oppression or discrimination, it's there. So in terms of as a black actor tapping into those things, it's pretty simple, because that emotion is always there. So being a father, I do not have any children, but I have nieces and nephews, and I love them dearly. And I have close friends who are fathers. And I know what love is. And I know what black love is. And I see what it is, the type of conversations that black parents have to their kids that white parents do not. So when you go there, it was very heartbreaking at times to go there, particularly on set, and anytime you're getting into the emotional character where there's going to be some really emotions that are going to be evoked, you need that time to yourself. You need that solitude. So Stacey did a great job of really making sure I had that time in that place to get into character. Because you know what, as you know, we all know we're in the business. There's times in between where there's different lightings that have to be set up. So you want to stay that. So one thing I admired Stacy for is in between shots, particular people from the crew might have been asking me questions, and Stacy would be like, "Stop it, leave him alone. He has to be over there." Like, and I appreciated that. Or I would tell Stacy from time to time on set, I would walk around crying to just like be in that zone. There would be tears in my eyes because I wanted to keep myself in that place. So when it was really time to execute the emotions that I needed to do, I did. So that was great doing that. And I had a beautiful counterpart who played my wife, which is Yolanda from actually The Shy, who plays the mother. She played my wife and she did a great job. So to feed off of her great acting, did great. But yeah, as a black man, unfortunately, those emotions are like, they're there. They're just there, you know, and you just know. I don't know if you guys, there's something that went viral about a video. It was a video the last time that I was on Instagram. I had saw it. It was this young black boy. He was playing basketball in his front yard.
Yep.
And the video capture shows the point of view shows him playing basketball. There's a car in the driveway, probably his parents, but you can also see the street behind him. And you see him stop and go behind the car and hold the basketball, and then you see a police car drive by. That right there, I thought it was so powerful. But at that young age, to know that he has to do that, his perception of what possibly could happen. I mean, that's what we live with, you know. That's what we live with. So as an actor playing a black man, as a black man playing a black man, in terms of anything that's dealing with oppression, there's not that much that we have to tap into because it's just there. We know it. We identify with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, for into that regard right there too, it was like when this protest began in 2020, right? You noticed a lot of new faces popping up in the protest. They were upset. They were angry, right? And, you know, I remember telling my wife, it's like, but this is how I've always felt. Like, I mean, I've always been this way. I've always felt this anger. You know what I'm saying? So like, it amazes me. I'm happy that it became so universal because it's helped the entire movement. But
definitely,
I mean, I've been so angry for a long time.
Well, I mean, Baldwin was, you know, prolific for so many different reasons, but also one of the quotes is like, you know, to be either a conscious or somewhat conscious African American is to be in a state of constant rage, you know, in America. He didn't say African American, but you know, he said black. But is if you have any semblance of understanding of what was done, you will be upset constantly, especially when it's constantly being, you know, perpetrated towards your feet.
100%. And it's like the feelings are dormant, and it takes anything for it to be evoked. Where you feel, where it's like you feel like you're being. It's just anything, man.
And we spend the majority of our time tempering the emotion that we feel in workplaces. You know, like I was asking you before, Damien, like, were you in a place where you had to like hide your emotions in this moment? So imagine that we are under this duress and this stress all the time, and you're bottling it up. Like so like sometimes when I see people like spaz out on the cops or on whatever, like whatever it is, I'm like, I understand the emotion. You know, but like all I can do is drive like people like Akinsula, probably all of you guys. I can just feed you the emotion to explode on screen and on camera in the way that we do when we have these gripping, powerful roles. And just to link it back together again, I also don't believe that actors, you know, their performances don't always have to be like explosive powerhouse things. Sometimes anger can be translated on screen with like a really, really minute thing you do with your eyebrows or with your lips.
I mean, that's what we're speaking about with Sheep. The brother
nuances,
his nuance. Shim, I'm sorry. The brother's nuance is there. Like I like even being in firsthand, right? We had this scene where it was Kelvin. It was Kelvin. It plays my son, Kelvin Harris, who's killing everything right now. He plays my son in Jen, and we're sitting at the mosque, and we're right next to each other, and we have our traditional garb on and everything, and we're looking at him, and we're watching this brother deliver this sermon, and again, it's impactful, but it's direct, it's strategic, it's surgical, damn near, because it's nowhere else exactly to where it needs to be. Right. And that's where the nuance comes into place. So, you know, and watching that brother, in my mind, like, again, I'm an actor, but also a director, right? So in my mind, he's already cast in my mind somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? He's already there because he represents and embodies the emotions that I feel sometimes. Like, you know, you do, because everyone's different, and how everyone expressed themselves is different. And he just relates to how I would like to express myself in other situations. You know
what? Can I say something real fast? I don't even know how much time we have it on right now, but I remember
it is the internet, so we got a little time. We got
cool. So we're talking about like actors and their process right now, right? And I remember, you know, I think this is Jamie Foxx, and I think Jamie Foxx, when he does his roles, he does them method. He goes method. Yeah. And around this time, he was doing the movie The Pianist, or was it called The Pianist?
No, I think it is. No, it wasn't. That's Adrian Brody. He was in the violin movie, right? He played the violin.
Yeah. He was like a genius, but he was like homeless.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Was Robert Downey Jr. in that?
Maybe, actually. But he was a savant on the streets. He was a violin.
Right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're speaking about.
So
the soloist.
The what?
The soloist.
Right, the soloist.
Thank you, lovely Emma. I knew she had it for us already.
Thank you. The way that he was in this movie was exactly how he was in person this night. Like, he was exactly this person that evening, and he was producing a TV show that I was directing, and he came to do a set visit. But he did not come as Jamie Foxx. He came as that character in the movie. Through and through. Guys, the man was stumbling as he was walking. He wouldn't look at anybody. He was like, he had his head down, and he was, you know, counting in space. You know, for hours he did this, guys, in a room full of like 30 people. He was not Jamie Foxx, you guys. He was not. I mean, it wasn't hours. It's like maybe a few minutes, right? But like, he was in the zone of this whole thing. He was in this headspace. I didn't even know what the movie was. I had no idea. I was like, man, Jamie is on a drug right now. He was high. He's something, he's not here. But my man was in character. He was, that man is talented. If you look at all of the things he's done, that brother he's gifted at what he does. So Hisham, he does his thing. He comes off set, and he's like totally cool. I'm like, well, how do you go there? Like, how do you tap into this mental space and then you're normal? I don't know. It's a gift. It's a gift, man.
It's a gift, and that brother, I'm happy you found it. But my good people, I thank you for being a part of A Short Break. Emma, would you like to say anything to the people before we get out of here?
No, I just want to say thank you. This topic, this discussion, I loved it. I love where it went. We were talking about the movie, and then we just went into so many other things that a lot of people who are watching, they really enjoyed, and I know it resonated with me. And it's a conversation that we have to have. Like, we're talking about going there. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about, you know, the mental state in terms of police brutality and what if, and, you know, the things that have already happened. So I'm just glad that we were able to show it, to have you both on here, AK and Sterling. Yeah, I loved it.
Love it. Thank you. AK, you got something you want to say before you get out of here, my brother?
I want to say, first of all, thank you guys for allowing us to be on your platform and showcase this film. I hope it definitely has motivated people, open up their eyes, even to, you know what, research a little bit more about the history, Black Wall Street. And you know what? For us to continue to educate ourselves on, especially about mental health. You know what? As soon as we're born, we need to go to a therapist. Black people, for real. Yeah. But thank you very much, man. Definitely.
Hey, how can they get in contact with you, or what project you got coming up, brother?
I am on IG, AK Blues. That is the social media that I primarily use, AKBLUEZ. What I have coming up right now is a project that is supposed to be filmed in South Africa, but we are on hold for COVID. It's a project that is called Protector of the Gods. and I play an Egyptian. Forgive me, my character's name, an Egyptian, head of an Egyptian army.
Hey, Furnace, no forgive me's. At least Egyptians are black. Oh Lord, let's give me a clap for that.
I'm ready. What part of South Africa are you all going to?
I believe it is South Africa, but don't quote me on that. And I don't know where. I mean, I don't know where in South Africa, because you asked me what part of South Africa. I said South Africa. My bad. I don't know exactly where in South Africa we're going to be going.
Okay, I lived in Cape Town for a while, so I was like, let me see that part. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I've never been.
You'll enjoy it.
Sterling, my good brother, could you tell us how to keep up with you, and then what you got coming up? And I know you got things moving in these streets.
Man, I've been so blessed this year to be doing some amazing projects. You can catch me up on Instagram at Sterling Milan. Once again, that's at Sterling Milan on Instagram. This has been a great week for me this past week. I just debuted Will Smith Shark Week on Discovery Channel this past Tuesday. That's a 1 hour thing that I did. It was a special. And the very next project I'm moving on to right now is a project geared toward changing the lives of our own people in America with Jaden Smith. We're beginning filming on that later on this week. And then beyond that, I've got a feature length program coming on Disney Plus later on next year, which is a One Strange Rock behind the scenes with myself, Will Smith, and Darren Aronofsky. And so big projects and, just blessings, man. I'm finally in a place where I can take care of my family. And I feel so blessed, man. Yeah.
Blessings on blessings on blessings.
Yes, man. It is. You guys, thank you so much for this platform, you guys. It's been amazing.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, my good people. Thank you, my good people. Truly honored. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for the cast. We're going to get you up out. Peace, Sterling. Peace, AK. Boom, boom. So now you just got myself and Emma. Emma, how you feeling, love?
Oh man, I feel so good. I'm so glad I'm so glad that A Short Break is back. I'm glad to be here. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so much. It's like notes and this greatness and this the behind the scenes. And then we're getting into these real live conversations. Man, A Short Break is lit. I'm like, I have to remind myself, I'm like, Emma, you're a part of the show and not watching the show. So I love it. It's just so much. And I love how our audience is always engaging with us.
They're always engaged, right?
And they're here. They stick with us. Okay. They start from the top. Right at 7 for me, 4 p.m. Yep. And they stay with us all night. So I'm happy. This was great. I enjoyed tonight. I cannot wait for our next film.
Well, our next film will be with us this Sunday, coming up again, same time, same bat station. Thank you to our media sponsor, Black Film and TV. We appreciate you. Check them out. Go to blackfilmandtv.com. Check out, follow us. My Instagram is Damien D. Smith. Emma's is from Emma J. It's on our handles at any time. That's our IG. And also to keep up what's coming up with A Short Break, you can follow us up here. Hold on 1 second. Is this one? Nope. This way, that way, this way. Straight up. At A Short Break 4910 is on Gmail. And like what Emma's doing, you can follow at 4910 Prod. That on social media as well. So my good people, we appreciate you. That is it for us. We had a great time. Creativity, love, and art. Peace.